Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are at Lewis Cass Kings High School. We welcome you to today's education-based Indiana High School varsity basketball. Tonight, it's the Tipton Blue Devils as they travel, do battle with the Lewis Cass Kings. This internet radio coverage is made possible by audiosportsonline.net. That's ASO, that's Rob Kendall, providing internet radio access for Put Me in Sports since 2008. We do thank you for tuning in. We'll mention 7:25 on the pregame clock. Both teams are on the floor taking shots at their leisure. And we'll mention a little bit about each school. First, we'll mention a little bit about The visiting team on the scoreboard, that's the Tipton Blue Devils. We're going to probably have some band making some noise right here. It's some good noise, but it's going to be loud. Stay tuned. And we'll mention Tipton High School is located at 619 South Main Street, Tipton, Indiana. You can dial them by telephone at 765-675-7431. They wear the collars, blue and white. They perform in the Hoosier Conference. In that conference, there are 9 teams made up of 9 in the East Division. Check that. Made up of 4 in the East Division, 5 in the West. And we'll mention the coming right up, sectional Class 2A, sectional 39. We'll mention the tournament, state of Indiana, going to happen. We're going to start up on March the 4th, and it'll conclude on the 29th of March. We'll let you know the Blue Devils will play their tournament at Frankton High School. We'll mention it'll begin with their first ball game. They'll kick off the tournament at Frankton, 6 o'clock start. It'll be the Taylor Titans and the Tipton Blue Devils. We'll mention the athletic director at Tipton High School is Mr. Corey Fernum. The assistant AD in middle school AD is Alec Weddle, and the trainer is Bert Emmert. Now we'll mention a little bit about the Lewis Cass Kings. Lewis Cass Kings, right here in Walton, Indiana, their gym capacity, 3,900. And I will also mention Lewis Cass Kings High School located at 6422 East State Road 218. That's in Walton, Indiana, 46994. You can reach them by telephone at 574-626-2511. On the website, it's lewiscassathletic.com. They wear the collars, red, white, and navy blue. They perform in the Three Rivers Conference. The conference made up of 10 teams. First, it's the Wabash Apaches, the Lewis Cass Kings, Northfield Norsemen, Whitco Warriors, Peru Tigers, Southwood in there, and the Rochester, the Zebras, Northwestern Tigers, Mechanic-Wall Braves, and the Manchester Squires. And I will remind you that the Lewis Cass administration, the director of athletics is Mr. Greg Marchand. The athletic secretary is Joan Seitz. And I will mention a little bit about the head coach. Head coach is Eric Brands. Eric Brands, he's working in year number 2. He's 8-year varsity basketball coach. That's Eric Brands. And we'll also mention the next game on their agenda. We'll talk about that. That's going to be the Lewis Cass Kings. That'll happen on Friday the 28th. And we'll also mention Lewis Cass High School, Lewis Cass Kings, their first sectional game, that's sectional 38, will be at Wabash. Wabash will host the tournament. They have a gym capacity at Wabash of 2,650, 2,650. And we'll mention the second game in the tournament will be at 7:30, March the 4th. Lewis Cass Kings will match up with the Wabash Apaches. So now we'll talk a little bit about the crossover game that was last Friday night. That was in the Hoosier Conference. Playing for first or second place in the conference, it was Western going against West Lafayette. Western got the win 54-50. And then going for third or fourth place, Hamilton Heights going against Twin Lakes, the Indians. Hamilton Heights got the win 73-41. And we'll also mention, we'll talk about who fifth or sixth place. And that was Tipton going against Benton Central. Tipton got the win 52-40. And then going for seventh or eighth place, Logansport was going against Central Catholic. Central Catholic got the win 52-49. 2:26 on the game clock, getting ready to roll down right there. Both teams still out on the surface, shooting the balls around. Blue Devils still working the lines. Blue Devils are going to wear the The blue uniforms, they're in the royal blue tonight, white numerals. And the home team, Lewis Cass Kings, going to wear the white uniforms with the navy blue numbers. And I will mention tonight's support sponsors in the ball game at Tipton, and that's AGM Auto LLC, Camino and Company, Dean's Auto Parts, Discount Copies, Encompass Credit Union, Tipton, Frankfort, Kokomo, Hope Jewelers, Indiana Express Rentals, Jim Dandy Restaurant, Lisa Stokes Bear, Century 21, Noblesville Trophies, Rutledge Well Drilling, and The Shack. The Shack, they're located at 311 East Jefferson Street in Tipton. So they're getting ready for some basketball. 1:18 clock rolling down. They're putting the basketballs on the carousel right there at midcourt. What a nice facility right here at Lewis Cass High School. So they're getting ready for some basketball. Clock rolling down. We'll mention tonight's ball game is in part being brought to you by Rutledge Well Drilling. Rutledge Well Drilling. When you think of water, think of Rutledge Well Drilling. Pumps, sales, service, water conditioning, water softeners, iron filters, and trenching. You can call Rutledge Well Drilling at 765-292-2315. Again, that's 765-292-2315. Or visit them on the website, rutledgewelldrilling.com. They're just west of Atlanta, Indiana on 296th Street. They're licensed, insured, honest, dependable, and always professional. That's Mike Nathan and Levi Rutledge. Rutledge Well Drilling. They're setting up right now. They're going to have a spotlight right about our vicinity. We're going to get out of the way. And absolutely, and public address, talking to you, we'll listen to him as he talks to us.
Enjoy Lewis Cass Junior Party Chocolates for the sake of our national anthem.
That's our national anthem, performed there by the Lewis Cass Kings, and also accompanied right there, I should say the other way around, female voice of Lewis Cass. Here comes the starting lineup.
For the visiting Tipton Blue Devils. The non-starters, number 23, Quinn Cole. Number 20, Jared Collier. Number 15, Dakota Garvin. Number 22, Drew Leeson. Number 11, Owen Slidell. Number 12, Grayson McFalls. Number 32, Isaac Norwood. Number 33, Zach Richwood. Number 40, Chase Clark. And now the starting five for the Blue Devils. At guard, he's a 6'2" sophomore, number 2, Tipton Oliver. At guard, he's a 6'6" senior, number 3, Brady Carpenter. At guard, he's a 6'1" senior, number 5, Sam Quigley. At forward, he's a 6'2" sophomore, number 4, Quinn Smith. And at forward, he's a 6'2" senior, number 21, Landon Spinell. The Tipton Bulls basketball team is head coached by Cliff Hawkins. He is assisted by Alex Bell and Francie Carroll. First set starter, number 2, Bolton. Number 4, Joe Number 10, Johnny Pratt. Number 12, Julian Lehman. And number 14, Ray Taco. And now starting 5 for me. At guard, he's a 6'3" junior, number 0, Johnson. At guard, he's a 6'3" senior, number 3, At guard, he's a 6'2" junior, number 5, At forward, he's a 6'1" junior, number 23, Owen And at forward, he's a 6'2" junior, number 24, Brody Hillis. So, Lewis has been coached by Aaron. He's assisted by Derek Royal and Power.
They're getting ready to jump it up. Center circle. Grady Carpenter going to jump it up against Bryce Rudd. There's a toss, tip to the backcourt, picked up by Blue Devil, Sam Quigley. To the front court, Grady Carpenter working the popcorn popper out top, back and forth. Ball touches the hands. Peyton Aller now back to Grady Carpenter. He's going to dribble baseline. He'll work right there against defender. Going to dribble in, elbow shot, left elbow, good. Credit the bucket, Sam Quigley. 2-0 contest. First possession for the Lewis Cass Kings. Going to break the press with the pass. Looking to get it across. Right there, going to be picked up on the other end. Going to go back the other direction. Quinn Smith with the interception. Works it up to Sam Quigley. It's a 4-0 contest. Ball's in the hands. Lewis Cass Kings. Brennan Zeter. He'll get it to the front court. Outside the arc. Going to work the ball around. That's 24. Brody Hillis. Junior class member. They'll go baseline. Going to drive Brody Hillis. Brody Hillis works it across the baseline corner, turn around, picks up the dribble against Landon Spidell. Outside the arc, 3-point shot, good. Just right up center near, left up overextended, 3-point shot. Brennan Dieter for Lewis Cass. In the front court, Grady Carpenter. Sam Quigley works it around the perimeter, left side to Aller. Now back out to Carpenter. They'll pick up the dribble out top. They'll get a left corner, baseline shot, just short off, long off the rim there for Aller. Wouldn't go. Right on line, working back the other way with the rebound is number 5, Brennan Dieter for the Kings. Back out top, run the basketball there. Trey Johnson works the right side behind the arc. 24, Brody Hillis. Now back to touches hands briefly to Dieter. They're going to work it inside, turnaround jumper outside the paint. Good. Fadeaway shot for Lewis Cass. That was 5, Brennan Dieter. It's a 5-4 contest. Cass in front. Outside the arc, Sam Quigley. They're working around the perimeter. Peyton Aller. Now back out top, Grady Carpenter. Carpenter on the dribble crossover. He'll go to the left corner baseline. Sam Quigley. He'll be met immediately defensively by 23, Owen Cotner Graves. Outside the arc, 3-point shot. Good. And Grady Carpenter. Carpenter for 3. It's a 7-5 contest. Blue Devils by 2. 5:37 in the front court. Trying to get it across the timeline. They'll go to the opposite corner. They'll bounce it back out with the basketball at 0, Trey Johnson. He'll work a right side behind the arc. We're going to have back outside moving around the perimeter. They go to the corner baseline. That was 23, Cotter Graves. Going to dribble in. 2-point shot at the free throw line. Shot short, wouldn't go. Rebound, Grady Carpenter to the front court. 5:12 on the game clock. Out top, working the basketball. Sam Quigley, he'll go baseline drive. He'll bounce it other way and then off the hands of Lewis Cass, trying to find Landon Spidell at the other corner baseline. So it's going to belong to Tipton. They'll bring it in side court and be brought in by Grady Carpenter. They'll toss it in gently behind the arc. Sam Quigley, Quinn Smith, now back to Peyton Aller. Out top to move the basketball. They'll get it to Grady Carpenter. 3-point shot, good. Right elbow extended. There'll be a timeout called. There'll be a 30-second timeout called by Lewis Cass. 4:52 left here in the first quarter. It's a 10-5 contest. Tipton in front. And we'll mention Michelle Garman. We'll talk about Michelle Garman for comprehensive coverage of Tipton County sports. Check out the Tipton County Tribune. The printed edition is published every Wednesday, but one does not have to wait until Wednesday for sports stories, as well as other stories, including breaking content, is always available online at TiptonCountyTribune.com. We'll pick that up in a moment. Ball's going to be brought in from the backcourt. Lewis Cass going to be tossed in. 84 feet away, baseline to baseline. Bryce Rudd, full court pressure. Quigley guarding the basketball, picking it up at the timeline right there, passes it across. 5, Brennan Dieter. The worker right side, driving in, going to go off the glass, try to. Ball's going to be touched, and it's going to be a foul committed. A little bit of a block shot, but a little bit of a foul, and they're going to put him on the line. First foul shots in tonight's ball game. At the foul line, Trey Johnson, 6'3" junior. And first foul of the ball game, Landon Spidell. First shot rattles around, falls in. In the ball game for Tipton, number 12, Grayson McFalls. Taking a breather is Landon Spidell. Second shot, Trey Johnson. Got both of them. It's a 10-8 contest going to the front court. Working back around, they got 10-7 on the scoreboard. Working outside the arc, I should say. A 3-point shot from the corner baseline. Short off the rim, wouldn't go. That was Sam Quigley. To the front court, Lewis Cass Kings. Out top of the basketball. Dribbling the ball around is Brennan Dieter around the perimeter. Going to go, touches the hands briefly. Bryce Rudd, 3-point shot, good. Left corner baseline. Credit the bucket. Number 0, Trey Johnson. The 10-10 contest. Going to be a steal in the front court. Going back the other direction. Through the legs, that's number 5, Brennan Dieter. Working around the perimeter. Outside the arc, they're working in to Brody Hillis. He'll take a jump shot on the baseline. Wouldn't go. Rebound, Grady Carpenter. Carpenter will dribble it to the front court. On the dribble, he'll work at the left elbow, spin move into paint. He'll float one up and get the bucket. 12-10 contest. 12-10, Blue Devils in front. Crossing the timeline with the basketball. That's number 3, Bryce Rudd. Rudd picks up the dribble out top. He'll dish off. That's Trey Johnson. They'll work it right side. Going to work it in the paint. Reverse layup. Going to be blocked. Blocked shot, Grady Carpenter. Shot attempted by Trey Johnson. Back the other direction. In the paint, Grayson McFalls. Couldn't get the bucket. They'll go back the other direction. On the dribble, number 0, Trey Johnson. Johnson outside the arc. They're working around the perimeter. Out top of the basketball. That's Bryce Rudd. Going to work it out top of the basketball once again. He'll pick it up. Owen Cotner Graves. Out top of the basketball on the dribble. He'll pick up the dribble. That's number 5, Brennan Dieter. Your ball's deflected. Stolen by Tipton in the backcourt. In the front court now, Peyton Aller. Now Sam Quigley. Work it to Grady Carpenter. Outside the arc, backward, back pedal dribble. Guarding him is Trey Johnson. They'll go to the baseline. Grayson McFalls kicks it back out. Off the glass, off the rim wouldn't go. That was Quinn Smith for 3. Rebound, McFalls. Pick the basketball up. Grady Carpenter. McFalls back to Grady and working around the perimeter. Sam Quigley going to drive in off the glass. Gets the bucket. Quinn Smith going to get the bucket and he'll shoot 1. 2:22 left here in the first quarter. They're going to whistle this foul on 24, Brody Hillis of the Kings. He picks up his first foul in the ballgame. Both teams have 1 foul here in the first quarter. First shot and only shot he'll get. Got 3-point play. Quinn Smith in the ballgame once again is Landon Spidell. Quinn Smith's going to take a breather. Also entering the ballgame for Lewis Cass is number 2, Colton Young. Taking a breather is 23, Cotner Graves. And we're going to the front court. Pass it across the timeline, working it back around. That's Trey Johnson. Outside the arc, he'll spin around. That's Brennan Dieter. Dieter with the basketball. They'll go to the corner with it. They'll bounce it back out, reset the offense. Trey Johnson, double team, Blue Devils. He'll jump pass out of it. He'll go to the baseline. Going to be deflected. Going to end up off the hands of number 3, Bryce Rudd of Lewis Cass. Going to be brought in from the backcourt. Landon Spidell tosses it in. Sam Quigley, he'll walk it to the timeline. He'll cross the timeline, be picked up out top of the circle. Working at right side, Peyton Aller. Out top, they go to the opposite corner. Sam Quigley. Quigley with the basketball gets it to Grady Carpenter. Be picked up loose. They go back to Quigley in the corner. 3-point shot, good. Sam Quigley for 3. It's an 18-10 contest. Blue Devils by 8. They're going to work the basketball in the backcourt. Tipton providing some mild pressure. They'll pass it across the timeline. Brody Hillis. He'll pick up the dribble outside the arc. They'll go to the corner with it. 3-point shot, rims off, wouldn't go. A shot taken by 3, Bryce Rudd. Back the other direction. Sam Quigley dishes off to Aller. Aller went up with a shot, got his own boards, and he ends up on the floor, no whistle. They'll work it back around. They go opposite corner baseline. That's Bryce Rudd. Bryce Rudd working against him is Grady Carpenter. Back pedal dribble straight out top is number 5, Brennan Dieter. They'll work a bounce pass way out behind the arc, and he'll come back and reset the offense straight away. That's Trey Johnson. Johnson being guarded by Landon Spidell. They'll work the basketball. Inside the arc, they'll go a corner baseline shot. Shot wouldn't go. Shot taken there by 5, Brennan Dieter back the other direction. They'll go off the glass into paint. Shot wouldn't go. Spidell, they'll rebound out of there. That's the Kings. And they'll to the timeline. They'll set up the offense. That's 0, Trey Johnson. Out top being guarded there by Peyton Aller. Working between the legs, 15 seconds left here in the first quarter. Working the basketball through the legs, 10 seconds left. Going to lose the handle, and Aller flips it out of bounds. Nearly got a steal. So we're going to be back in the ball game. Going to be number 4, Quinn Smith. Taking a breather is Peyton Aller. 7.2 left. Going to be brought in side court. Opposite, adjacent to the Blue Devils bench. Front court, Lewis Cass will work a baseline. They'll go a reverse layup. Reverse layup wouldn't go. That was Brennan Dieter. 3 seconds, or 3/10 of a second shot at half court by Grady Carpenter wouldn't go. So at the end of one quarter of play, Tipton Blue Devils 18, Lewis Cass Kings 10. And we'll finish up. We'll mention Michelle Garman. The Tipton County Tribune is owned by Cherry Road Media. A subscription to the printed edition also includes an online subscription. Online subscriptions also are available. One can follow Michelle Garman on X, that's Twitter, on X at the @ Michelle, that's 2 L's, _Garman for updates and scores for Tipton County sports teams. Fans are encouraged to like the Tipton County Tribune page on Facebook. That's Michelle. Michelle can also be found on Instagram under her name, Michelle Garman. So they're getting ready for second quarter basketball. And spirit section, I should say, the cheerleaders off the surface. Second buzzer sounds, and the alternate possession arrow going to belong to Lewis Cass. Lewis Cass King's going to bring it in from side court, mid-court. And I'm getting ready for second quarter action. 8 minutes on the game clock. 18-12, Blue Devils in front. Will be tossed in by Dieter. He'll toss it slightly to the backcourt. Quinn Smith providing pressure in the backcourt. Crossing the timeline, Trey Johnson. They work at elbow, right side. That was number 2. That was Colton Young. Colton Young getting the start here in the second quarter. Working out top of the basketball on the dribble is 3, Bryce Rudd. They'll bring it back around Dieter. They're working around the perimeter. Working around the perimeter, that's 23. Cotner Graves working around the elbow. And now free throw line, picks up his dribble right there against Grady Carpenter. They're working down low. Ball picked up at the baseline, brings it on out. Trey Johnson. 3-point shot. Owen Cotner Graves for 3 points. And it's an 18-13 ball game. 18-13, 5-point advantage. Short off the rim, 3-point shot wouldn't go for Sam Quigley. Coming up at the board was Quinn Smith. They'll bounce it down the baseline. Bounce pass going to be intercepted by number 23, Owen Cotner Graves. Ball's in the front court. Lewis Cass Kings, they'll bounce it out top with the basketball. That's 2, Colton Young. Colton Young goes in for the shot in the paint. Couldn't get the shot, but he'll shoot 2. 6:55 left here in the second quarter. They're going to whistle this foul on number 4 of Tipton. They're going to whistle this one on Quinn Smith. 2 shots. Colton Young, he'll get the first one. Back in the ball game for the Blue Devils, it's Peyton Aller. He'll wear number 2. Taking a breather is number 4, Quinn Smith, as Coach Hawkins gives him a pat on the back. Second shot on the way. Second shot also good. That's number 2, Colton Young. 18-15 contest. 3-point leader are the Blue Devils in the front court. Out top. Moving around the perimeter. Peyton Aller with the basketball. Back out. Straddling the 3-point line with Grady. He'll work it into Grayson McFalls into paint off the glass. And Grayson McFalls left-handed off the glass. He'll get the bucket and he'll shoot 1. 6:40 on the game clock. They're going to whistle this foul on Owen Cotner Graves. Picks up his first foul in the contest. Grayson McFalls has 1 shot. Short off the rim, wouldn't go. Rebound, Peyton Aller back to Grayson of another attempt here in the front court. With the basketball, Grady Carpenter. Dribbling out top right there is Sam Quigley. Quigley going to go left elbow. Shot in the air, good. Credit the bucket. Peyton Aller. Aller for 3. 6:20 on the game clock. 23-15. Blue Devils by 8. Crossing the timeline. Picking it up just across the timeline. That was Trey Johnson. They'll go the corner with it. They're going to bring it back out. Dieter. And number 5, Brennan Dieter from the corner baseline. Shot off the mark, wouldn't go. Shot taken there. 3-point area. It was 23, Cotner Graves wouldn't go. Blue Devils back at the other end. 3-point shot just long off the rim. Grady Carpenter. Rebound secured. Trey Johnson to the front court. Trey Johnson gives the ball back from Dieter. He's out top, calling some offense. Works to the left side with the basketball. 3, Bryce Rudd. Going baseline. Puts it in baseline turnaround jumper. Shot just off the mark. A shot taken in the paint by Trey Johnson. Ball's tipped out of bounds. And say the last touch by the Kings. So taking a breather is number 2, Colton Young. And Blue Devils are going to bring it to the front court. In the ball game for Lewis Cass, 24, Brody Hillis. Sam Quigley, three-point area, rims off, wouldn't go. Rebound to the front court now to number 5, Brennan Dieter. Going to work it back around. Out top, that's number 3, Bryce Rudd. They go just inside the arc, left side. Touches the hands briefly. That was Brody Hillis. They'll work the basketball. Picking it up right there is Rudd, and in the paint, ball tipped out of bounds. It's going to belong to Lewis Cass. So tipped out of bounds, good hands, Landon Spidell. 5:01 left here in the second quarter. 23-15, Blue Devils in front. Going to bring the ball in from the baseline, right of the bucket. Toss it in, works around the perimeter, picked up there by Cotner Graves. Now Brennan Dieter with the basketball. Going to be tipped to the backcourt, so he's able to go back and get it. Dieter, now it's going to be a steal. Going to be stolen right there by Sam Quigley. Quigley with the bucket. 4:44 left here in the second quarter. It's going to be a full 60-second timeout called by the Kings. 4:42 left here in the second quarter. Blue Devils 25, Kings 15. And we do thank you for tuning in, and we'll mention tonight's ball game is being brought to you by Dean's Auto Parts, CarQuest Auto Parts. They're located at 1110 South Peru Street, Cicero, Indiana, 46034. They're located at the south edge of Cicero. They are team members at CarQuest Auto Parts in Cicero, and they are there to make sure you get the right parts the first time. Reach them by phone by dialing 317-984-4931. Again, their number is 317-984-4931. That's Dean's Auto Parts, a locally owned automotive parts store that works to serve. Dean's Auto Parts in Cicero. We're getting ready to time out, 60-second timeout complete. And ball's going to be brought in. 4:42 left and be brought in by the Kings. Let's toss it to the backcourt. Picks up Trey Johnson. Picks up the dribble. Dieter. And trying to break the press with the pass. Then they will. Dieter will pass it to the front court with the basketball. Brody Hillis. Working around the perimeter. Touches the hands. Now back to Trey Johnson. They'll bounce it in outside the arc. Brody Hillis. Now Trey Johnson behind the arc. Working around the perimeter back to Trey. He thought about a dribble in the lane there. Cut off immediately by Grady Carpenter. They'll dribble in. Dieter. Dieter back out. Moving the basketball. Cotner Graves. Now in the free throw lane in area and then bring it back out to Brennan Dieter. Being guarded there in front of him, Peyton Aller. 3:55 left here in the second quarter. Going to dribble in. Dieter going to go up for a shot. Going to be a block shot by Grayson McFalls, but it comes right back down into the hands of Bryce Rudd of the Kings. Working the basketball out top between the legs. Brennan Dieter working against him is Peyton Aller. They'll work it right side with the basketball. Going to dribble the lane. You're going to wait for the opening. You're going to get Grayson McFalls up off his feet and go up with a shot and earn the trip to the foul line. So he'll shoot 2. They're going to whistle this foul on Grayson McFalls. Grayson McFalls, he has 1, team foul number 2. First shot on the way, good. Credit the bucket. He's going to get 1 more. That's 23. Owen Cotner Graves. 3:32 left here in the second quarter. Cotner Graves' second shot, also good. Back in the ball game For Lewis Cass is number 2, Colton Young. Taking a breather is number 3, Bryce Rudd. The 25-17 contest. Blue Devils by 8. 3:32 left here in the quarter. Second quarter going to be brought in from the backcourt. After a made basket, brought in Landon Spidell, Grady Carpenter. Carpenter going to trot it to the timeline, right side of the court. Going to take it himself. He's going to baseline. He'll kick it back out. 3-point shot just off the mark. Peyton Aller. Rebound out of there, controlled by Brody Hillis. To the front court. Colton Young. Working the left side, go to the corner. That's Brennan Dieter. They'll bring it back around the perimeter, pick up the dribble. Working around back the left side behind the arc, Brody Hillis. They'll go to the corner baseline. 3-point shot, good. Credit the bucket, 5. That was Brennan Dieter. 25-20 contest. Blue Devils by 5. 2:50 on the game clock. Going to work it left side, Sam Quigley. Works it back out top. Peyton Aller. Around the perimeter, Grady Carpenter outside the arc. He'll bring it back out. Work a chest pass, Sam Quigley. They'll go Landon Spidell. Spidell back out top. Peyton Aller. Ball's going to go back the other way on a steal. Going back the other way, coast to coast from half court. That's number 2, Colton Young. Going to be a timeout called by Tipton. Full 60-second timeout. 2:22 left here in the second quarter. 25-22. Tipton by 3. We'll also mention tonight's ball game is in part being brought to you by AGM Auto. They're in Arcadia. They're actually west of Arcadia, 1 mile west. Arcadia on 266th Street. That's in Hamilton County. The future of your vehicle is in good hands when you put your trust with the guys at AGM. Whether it's a routine oil change or the need for the expertise of an experienced AGM technician, AGM wants you to be safe and to stay safe on the road in your automobile. And a second type of service offered at AGM Auto is classic car and truck restoration. If you still have that older car or truck out back, or maybe it's in the barn and covered up with a tarp, AGM has a passion to reveal the underlying beauty to every restoration product and project they begin. Reach them at 317-984-5283. 317-984-5283. Ball's brought in backcourt. Brought in by Quinn Smith. And pick up the trap there, bring it to the timeline. Sam Quigley, you pick it up out top. He'll go right side behind the arc. Working the basketball. Aller, he'll get it back out to Carpenter. Working around the rim, back to Aller. Now back out top. They're moving around the perimeter. Quinn Smith out top. Sam Quigley. Back to Peyton Aller, back pedal dribble. Working against him is Brennan Dieter. They're working back around the perimeter. Working in, Grady Carpenter. Back pedal dribble. Keeping that ball secured. Working it back around, going to be tipped away. Tipped from the backside. Tip loose, goes back the other direction. And that steal picked up by Colton Young. Ball's in the front court. Ball's going to be end up out of bounds. It's going to belong to Tipton. So substitution in the ball game for the Blue Devils. We're going to see number 32, Isaac Humrickhouse. Taking a breather is number 4, Quinn Smith. 1:37 clock moving. Second quarter, 25-22. Blue Devils by 3. Going to dribble, spin, move at the paint. He'll work it down low. Grady Carpenter with the assist. The basket down low. Grayson McFall. 1:23 clock moving. Going to work it back and forth. Dieter working it back and forth with Johnson. Going to work it back in. Going to be a loose ball there. And Grayson McFall comes up with the basketball. They're going to whistle a foul on the Kings. They're going to whistle this foul on number 2, Colton Johnson. He has 1, team foul number 2. Both teams have 2 fouls here in the second quarter. 1:11 left here in the quarter. Crossing the timeline in the front court, Sam Quigley. Peyton Aller, triple threat. He'll pass out of it. They'll go to the corner with it. Sam Quigley works it in baseline. Grayson McFall. So they go to the opposite corner. Just long off the rim. Wouldn't go for Isaac Humrickhouse. 3-point attempt. Rebound, Sam Quigley. Quigley goes in, left-handed, right-handed, underscoop Scoop shot wouldn't go off the glass. Rebound, Lewis Cass. To the front court. Slow dribble. Trey Johnson. 38 seconds left. They'll work it out top of the basketball. 24, Brody Hillis. Backpedal, they'll work it to Dieter. Picked up there by Aller. 28 seconds left. 27-22. 5-point advantage for the Blue Devils. Out top of the basketball on the dribble, Brody Hillis. They'll work it right side, Brennan Dieter. Dieter going to get it back out top. Trey Johnson being guarded loosely there by Sam Quigley. 10 seconds left. He'll try to make the approach. Working in there, working them back around. Out top now with the basketball. Cotner Graves going to have to try to get a shot away. They will. Trey Johnson at the buzzer. Couldn't quite get the three, just left of center. So we'll go to a halftime. Halftime here at Lewis Cass High School. Score 27. Tipton Blue Devils, 22. Cass King. So the band sounded wonderful. And we do thank you for tuning in. And I will mention this game is also in part being brought to you by Indiana Express Rentals. When you find yourself looking for that dependable moving truck rental company, that high quality choice isn't far away. You can call Indiana Express Rentals. They're located at the south edge of Noblesville. You can find him at 1708, that's 1708 South 8th Street. Simply call them at 317-773-4800. Again, that number is 317-773-4800. They have up to 26-foot box trucks available, and a truck with a Tommy lift can sure come in handy. That's Indiana Express Rentals. Their hours of operation are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. They're open on Saturday, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. You'll find Dirk. Dirk will escort you around the premises, and he'll help you find the moving truck that is best suitable for you. And we'll also mention tonight's ball game is in part being brought to you by Encompass Credit Union. If you're looking for a financial partner that's as community-minded as you are, welcome to Encompass Credit Union, North Central Indiana's premier financial institution. At Encompass Credit Union, they believe in putting their members first. Whether you're looking for lower rates on loans or higher rates on savings, or just a friendly face to help you with your financial needs, they've got you covered. Join them today and become a part of a financial cooperative that truly cares. With branches in Tipton, Frankfort, and Kokomo, they are there to serve the community. That's Encompass Credit Union, where community comes full circle. Visit them at encompasscu.org or at any of their convenient locations. That's Encompass Credit Union. And also, tonight's ball game is in part being brought to you by Discount Copies. Discount Copies. They're conveniently located at the west edge of Noblesville, Indiana, 46062. They're just behind Pizza Hut and next to Bowl 32 along State Road 32. At Discount Copies, they provide set-up services where you can turn your artwork into things such as note cards, notepads, prints, and calendars. And it's never too early to think about personalized Christmas cards. Posters and oversized printing also available. And also planning a wedding, they can print all of your necessary needs. You can reach them at Discount Copies. You can reach them by phone at 317-773-8783. Again, their number is 317-773-8783. As Discount Copies 96 at Gmail. Discount Copies in Noblesville. And we'll also mention tonight's ball game is in part being brought to you by the Shack. Hey, Blue Devil fans, looking for the perfect spot before or after the game? Swing by the Shack, your ultimate game day hangout. They've got something for every team member. Whether you're craving a classic Shack pizza or ready to tackle a Shack stack with single, double, or triple burger patties. And that's not all. They've got your game day staples, such as cold beers, refreshing cocktails, and their loaded spiral potatoes. Bring your game face, bring your appetite, and bring your friends for a winning experience at the Shack. They're located at 311 East Jefferson Street in Tipton. You can check them out on Facebook to stay up to date on specials and events. See you at the Shack. So band making a good sound right there. And we'll mention a 5:08 on the intermission clock. And basketball on a Tuesday night. And we'll mention a little bit about Lewis Cass. Lewis Cass, you look across the way there, you see the Kings' undefeated season. Undefeated season up there. I have seen that up right there, but I remember one player on there for sure, and he played for the Indiana Hoosiers. He wore number 33. He hit the corner baseline in regularity. Say what? He's a local guy. He's from Logansport. Family's from Logansport. But I tell you what, him and his friend right there, IU. That was Randy Whitman. Randy Whitman used to coach Pacers for brief stints, but they played on the same team together, and they played IU basketball and captured a title, I think, in 1981 with the Indiana Hoosiers. That's Scotty May, and I said what Scotty May back in '96. They say '95 was a pretty good year for Scotty May until he broke his hand. So they thought they could have went 2 in a row, but they did not. And we'll mention a little bit about Cliff Hawkins. Cliff Hawkins, coach, he just picks up his 600th victory. 600th victory in high school basketball. He has touched a lot of basketball hands. I tell you what, he has definitely taught a lot of young men about the game. But we'll also mention tonight's ball game is in part being brought to you by Noblesville Trophies. Noblesville Trophies, shop them online at noblesvilletrophies.com or stop in if only to browse around. They're located at 1740 South Penn Street, Noblesville, Indiana. Trophies, awards, plaques, and much more. Fast turnaround, prices are low, so low you may want to be a repeat customer. That's Noblesville Trophy, 1740 South Penn Street, Noblesville, Indiana, 46060. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can reach them by phone at 317-773-7391. Again, that's 317-773-7391. And you look across the way there, undefeated season for Lewis Cass Kings. 1978, I believe it says, and sectional champs, and they finished the season. I think it says 23-0. I'm working on my vision right here across the way. I got spectacular specs that if I didn't have, I don't know what I'd do. So 2:05 on the game clock, intermission. Lewis Cass Kings back out shooting around the perimeter, taking some shots at their leisure. Blue Devils doing just the same in the front court, taking some shots at their leisure. 1:50 on the game clock. And we do appreciate you tuning in. And we'll mention this game is also in part being brought to you by Camino and Company. Camino and Company, they're in downtown Noblesville, Indiana. Their website is camino-and-company.com. And we'll mention that's Camino and Company. They are a mobile flower shop brought to you by local flower farmers and providers. Small business partners and the CNC founders. That's the Camino and Company founders. And then their mascot is the 1984 El Camino SS. That El Camino SS is owned by V.E. Witham. He is the grandpa of Carly Witham Elbrecht. And Carly Witham works feverishly at Camino and Company. And the goal at Camino and Company is to please each customer from their concepts to the Camino and Company completion. You can explore their website. Again, it's camino-and-company.com. They are now booking 2025 brides. You can contact them via the website, Camino and Company. Clock rolling down inside the last minute, 26 seconds remaining. And I'm getting ready for second half action. Blue Devils and the Kings went to halftime 27-22. Blue Devils by 5. 15-second buzzer. Both teams should say Kings just stepping up out of their huddle. Working right there. That's head coach Eric Brands. The ball brought in, cross court. It's going to be brought in, side court, alternate possession arrow. Gives the ball to the Blue Devils. It'll be brought in by C.M. Quigley. To the front court with the basketball. Working it back around. C.M. Quigley out top with the basketball. Peyton Aller working his way in inside the paint. That's Grady Carpenter. Carpenter on the dribble in the paint. He'll float one up short off the rim, but he'll be fouled, and he'll shoot one more. So Grady Carpenter going to shoot twice. They're going to whistle this foul on Trey Johnson. Trey Johnson going to pick up the foul, and he'll go to the free throw line. Free throw line, Grady Carpenter. So he'll get to 7:44 left here in the third quarter. First shot, Carpenter wouldn't go. You get one more. You get some encouragement on the lane there, Lane and Spidell. Second shot, good. 28-22. Ball brought in. We drove to the timeline. Going to be number 0, Trey Johnson. Good work about the left side, moving the basketball around. Bryce Rudd. But we're getting Trey Johnson just outside the paint. He'll bring it back out. And Peyton All are going to pick him up outside the arc. We're working it right there. 24, Brody Hillis. Out top of the basketball, go right side. Just outside the lane. Back to Trey Johnson. Right elbow, shot wouldn't go. Rebound, Quinn Smith. Going to the front court, Grady Carpenter. Out top of the basketball, Sam Quigley moves it to Carpenter. Carpenter's going to take a three-point shot. Shot's good. Credit the bucket. Grady Carpenter for 3. 6:53 on the game clock. In the front court, Lewis Cass tipped away and off the hands of Peyton Aller. Lewis Cass going to bring the ball in from the side court, right in front of the coaches of Lewis Cass. He'll toss it slightly to the backcourt. On the dribble, Trey Johnson picking him up is Peyton Aller. He'll hand the ball off, working around. That was 2, Colton Young. Now top of the basketball, back to Young. Touches the hands briefly there. That was Brady Hillis. Should say Brody Hillis. They're going to whistle a foul in the front court. It's going to be an illegal screen on Lewis Cass. So they're going to whistle this foul on 24, Brody Hillis. Ball brought in backcourt. Landon Spidell tosses it in. Sam Quigley. Quigley going to cross the timeline. Works it right side. Peyton Aller around the perimeter. Outside the arc, Grady Carpenter picked up there by Trey Johnson. We'll go back around. Sam Quigley in the paint. He'll kick it back out. Peyton Aller back out top. Grady Carpenter spin move in the paint. Works it out to Quinn Smith. Quinn Smith going to drive in. He'll try a shot right-handed. Off the glass. Wouldn't get it. Ball comes down into the hands of Landon Spidell. It's tipped out of bounds. and it'll stay in the front court with Tipton. 6:03 left. Left of the bucket on the baseline. Going to toss it in. Grady Carpenter shot on the alley-oop play. Wouldn't go. Rebound to the front court. Trey Johnson. Crossover dribble. Working back out on the dribble. Colton Young. Back out top of the basketball. Bryce Rudd going to pick up his dribble inside the arc. Going to be try to pass it down baseline. It's going to be kicked with some quick feet there. Landon Spidell. They're going to bring it in on the baseline. It's going to belong to Lewis Cass. King's going to toss it in. It's going to be tossed in by Trey Johnson. Take that back. Trey Johnson, out to the hands of Bryce Rudd around the perimeter. They go to the baseline. Ball's tipped away and going to go out of bounds. And they're going to be brought in right of the bucket on the baseline. Going to be a timeout call. Timeout, Lewis Cass, the Kings. 5:36 left here in the third quarter. In the third quarter, 31-22. Going to be a 60-second timeout. 31-22. Blue Devils by 8. This game is in part also brought to you by Lisa Stokes Bear, Century 21. When you're thinking about residential or corporate relocations, a perfect house can soon become a perfect home. And Lisa Stokes Bear would like nothing more than to utilize her 26 years of experience to help you begin that process. Yes, real estate reliability is something a professional real estate agent and or real estate broker strives for, such as Lisa Stokes Bear. Your happiness and her success are two of the same. For the real estate lady with the high quality real estate IQ, contact Lisa Stokes Bear by cellular phone or by text message 317-513-4086. They're going to bring the ball in from the backcourt. Belongs to the Blue Devils. Crossing the timeline, Sam Quigley works it right side. Grady Carpenter. Peyton Aller now left side. Sam Quigley dribbles once, picks up the dribble. He'll bounce it in. Right elbow, Quinn Smith. So we're going back out top, touch the hands briefly of Peyton Aller. Back out to Grady Carpenter out top. Long step. He'll pick up the dribble. Left elbow. We get it back out top to Sam Quigley. 5:08 left. We're in the third quarter. We're at Lewis Cass High School. Out top of the basketball, Peyton Aller. Works it right side, Grady Carpenter. Picks up the dribble out top, right side, Quinn Smith. Back out top, calling some directions out. Seeing quickly as he moves right around the perimeter, back to Grady Carpenter. Carpenter pick up the double team. He'll work it down just outside the paint. Shot wouldn't go. Shot taken there on the fadeaway. Just outside the paint. That's Quigley. Back the other direction. On the dribble, that's number 0, Trey Johnson. Outside the arc, they'll reset the offense. Bryce Rudd. Bryce Rudd out top, inside 2-point lane. And he'll get the ball hand off to Trey Johnson. Johnson picks up the dribble. Picks up the dribble out top. They'll work it in. Free throw. Go through the lane there and dish it back. That's Colton Young in the paint. He'll put one up and he'll float one up. A one-handed shot in the paint, about a 7-footer. 2-point bucket good for Young. It's 31-24. Blue Devils in the front court. They'll hit a cutter. Cutter there was Sam Quigley. Gets it down. Landon Spidell. We get it back outside. 3-point shot off the rim. Wouldn't go for Quinn Smith. 3:50 on the game clock. In the front court, Lewis Cass Kings. They'll go to the corner with it. They'll work it down low. Just outside the paint. That was Cotner Graves. They'll work it outside the arc. Going to dribble in. Trey Johnson. They'll work at 24. Brody Hillis back to Johnson. He'll float one in just outside the paint. Shot wouldn't go. Nearly got his own board. Rebound secured by Peyton Aller to the front court. Grady Carpenter. 3:25 left here in the third quarter. They'll bounce it in. They go off the glass. 2-point bucket. Good. Peyton Aller, a cut to the basket. Back the other direction. Going to be a foul whistled in the front court. Trey Johnson was on the dribble near the paint. Reach-in foul going to be called on 4, Quinn Smith. So fouls whistled on Quinn. He's got 2 in the ball game. And Cass has 2 in the quarter. Tipton has 1 in the quarter. Back in the ball game for Lewis Cass is number 5, Brennan Dieter. Ball's going to be brought in left of the bucket on the baseline by Trey Johnson. Looking to get it in. Looking. Finally pushes it ahead and off the hands of Bryce Rudd, but he'll absorb a foul. Grady Carpenter picks up the foul. He picks up his first foul in the contest. So 2 fouls each side here in the third quarter. Going to be brought in adjacent from the Lewis Cass bench. Going to be tossed in by Trey Johnson. He'll work it into Bryce Rudd. Round out back to get it to Dieter. Brennan Dieter on the dribble. Working against him, foot for foot. Here's Sam Quigley. He hands the ball off. Out top, Bryce Rudd. They work it right side. Dieter. They go to the corner with it. That's that was Brody Hillis. And they're going to call a kick. They're going to call an intentional kick opposite side of the floor there. It's going to remain in the hands of Lewis Cass. They'll bring it in left of the bucket on the baseline. It's going to be brought in by Lewis Cass. That's Johnson, Trey Johnson. He'll toss it in behind the arc. They'll work it back around in the paint and bring it back out. Trey Johnson back out to Dieter. Brennan Dieter with the basketball. He'll work it right side. Brody Hillis. They're going to whistle a foul down low, and they're going to whistle this foul on Lewis Cass. It's going to be an offensive foul. Player control. So 2:45 on the game clock. They're going to whistle this foul on Trey Johnson. Going to be brought in left of the bucket on the baseline by Sam. Sam Quigley will dribble through the timeline. That's the second foul in the contest on Johnson. We'll work it out top. Grady Carpenter. Carpenter works it to the corner. Sam Quigley didn't have a shot there. Covered up immediately by Colton Young. We're working in a spin move. Picks up the dribble. Go outside the arc. That was Grady Carpenter. Back out to Sam Quigley. Now back to Grady. 2:20 left here in the quarter. Ball's tipped out of bounds on the entry pass to the paint. So it's going to belong to Tipton right of the bucket on the baseline. 33-24. Blue Devils by 9. 2:20 left. Going to be brought in right of the bucket. Tosses in tall. Peyton Aller back to Grady behind the arc. Picked up there by Trey Johnson. Moving the basketball. Go back way out top. Free throws for me. 3-point area. Back pedal dribble. Right there. Sam Quigley touches the hands briefly. Peyton Aller. Now Quigley going to get it back to Grady Carpenter. Long 3-point shot. A couple of steps behind the arc and left up center. 3-point bucket is 36-24. 1:52 on the game clock. In the front court, working the basketball. Bryce Rudd. Out top, Trey Johnson. They'll work it to Hillis. Now back out. 3-point shot in the air. Shot just long off the rim. Rebound, Lewis Cass. That 3-point shot taken by Bryce Rudd. They'll work it down just outside the paint. Trey Johnson. He'll take a turnaround jumper. Shot wouldn't go. Rebound fought for, and Johnson gets it back from Grady Carpenter. He'll put the ball off under the. He'll go off the no rim and put it back up and get his rebound put back. 2-point shot. Good for Trey Johnson. Ball's in the front court. Driving the lane. Sam Quigley wouldn't go. Rebound. Brennan Dieter. Dieter to the front court. They're going to call an illegal screen in the backcourt, trying to free up Dieter. And Sam Quigley took the brunt of that foul. So 1:07 left here in the third quarter. That foul whistled on 24. Brody Hillis, he has 3 in the contest. So ball brought in slightly backcourt uncontested. And dribble to the timeline and pick up the dribble near the logo, the LC and the CL logo, I should say that. Lewis Cass Kings. We're going to back out top. Blue Devils are moving around the perimeter. Shot from the corner. Shot off the mark when go in the ball game is Jace Clark for Tipton, and also Grayson McFalls. Grayson McFalls rebounds the missed 3 by Jace. Puts it back up off the glass. 2-point bucket. 38-26. 34 seconds left here in the quarter. In the front court, Dieter. They get the ball back to Trey Johnson. They'll work it around there. Bryce Rudd. 26 seconds left. Triple threat available. And he'll dribble. Working against him is Grady Carpenter. Had him cornered there in the front court near the scorer's bench. 14 seconds left. Picks up. Going to go baseline. Picks up the dribble. Double team Grayson McFalls and Peyton Aller. Finally got a shot away short off the mark. 5 seconds left. That shot taken by Bryce Rudd. They go to the front court, and it's going to be a traveling violation in the front court. And a traveling violation, Blue Devils, Grayson Falls. Just a bit of an early step with the ball not hitting the floor quite soon enough. So 0.4 seconds left. Be brought in. Long shot. Trey Johnson, a hook shot from three-quarter court, didn't go. At the end of 3 quarters of play, Tipton Blue Devils 38, Lewis Cass Kings 26. And we do thank you for tuning in. Sure. And I will also mention tonight's ball game is in parts being brought to you by Jim Dandy Restaurant. Jim Dandy Restaurants. At Jim Dandy Restaurants, you'll not only enjoy an incredible dining experience, and a Jim Dandy menu simply speaks for itself. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, hot soups, fresh fruits, and a fully loaded salad bar. And even though the Tipton High School was being constructed in the early 1960s, Jim Dandy Restaurant continues to support Tipton Blue Devil basketball and Tipton Blue Devil athletics. Jim Dandy Restaurant, its first year of business, 1964. They have good food, good friends, good time, and they're open 7 days. Jim Dandy in Tipton. So they're getting ready for fourth quarter action. And that's going to, alternate possession arrow, going to be brought in by Lewis Cass. 8 minutes on the game clock. It's going to be brought in. Back in the ball game is number 2, Colton Young. Colton Young passed to the backcourt, picked up there by Trey Johnson. He'll be met at half court by Peyton Aller. He'll pick up the dribble just across the timeline. He'll work it right side. Dieter. Brennan Dieter on the drive. He's going to go in the paint. He'll have to get rid of it. He'll get it back out to Brody Hillis. Brody Hillis in the paint. He'll float one up. Shot would go. Got his own board. They go back up a second time. Couldn't get the shot, but he's going to earn a trip to the foul stripe. And he'll pick up 2 shots. They're going to whistle this foul on Tipton. Number 12, Grayson McFalls. 7:37 left during the fourth quarter. 38-26. Hillis' first shot, long off the rim. He'll get one more. So Brody Hillis, also a good football player. A strong young man. Second shot is good. Got the back end of a 2-shot foul. 38-37. Crossing the timeline at a trot pace is Grady Carpenter. He'll dribble in. He's going to go off the glass. Shot would go. Rebound, Jace Clark. Jace Clark went up the shot. Got his shot blocked. Went back up again. Got it blocked again. And to the front court is Trey Johnson. Trey Johnson outside the arc and a dribble in. Cotner Graves got the bucket in the paint. One bucket for Graves. 7:09 left. 38-29. 9-point advantage for the Blue Devils. Outside the arc, Team Quigley. Bounce pass outside the arc. From the Blue Devil bench, Grady Carpenter. He'll move the ball left side. Shot wouldn't go. 3-point land. Wouldn't go for Aller, but a rebound put back off the glass is good. Jace Aller for 2. 6:44 on the game clock. 40-29. Crossover dribble. Trey Johnson. He'll dribble in. He'll take a shot off the glass just outside the paint. Wouldn't get it, but a rebound opportunity going to be fouled in the act of shooting. That's number 24, Brody Hillis. So they're going to whistle this foul on Grady Carpenter. He picks up his second in the ball game. The free throw line, 24, Brody Hillis. First shot, good. He'll get one more. 40-30. Tipton by 10. Free throw line. Final shot of the 2. Brody Hillis got both of them. 6:33 left here in the quarter. We're going to cross the timeline. We're going to right side. See him Quigley. On top on the dribble, he'll back pedal dribble. Work it left side to Aller. Now back out top near the logo. Grady Carpenter. Picked up there by Trey Johnson. Going to take a three-point shot. Rims around. Wouldn't go. Rebound. Put back. Wouldn't go. But Seam Quigley will shoot two. 6:10 here in the fourth quarter. They're going to whistle this foul on number 2, Colton Young. He has 2. Tipton has 2 in the quarter. Cass has 1. First shot off the rim wouldn't go. Rebound back in the ballgame for Lewis Cass is number 3, Bryce Rudd. Taking a breather for the Kings, 23. Cotner Graves. Second shot, good. Seeing Quigley. 41-31. 10-point advantage for the Blue Devils. 6:05 left on the dribble in the front court. Trey Johnson works the ball back to Bryce Rudd. Now behind the arc, Brody Hillis back to Rudd. Rudd going to dribble it right side. Dish the ball off to Trey Johnson. Now back to Rudd. He'll pick up the dribble out top. Brennan Dieter. Going to dribble in. Basketball. Colton Young. Shot wouldn't go. Just off the mark in the paint. That was Brody Hillis. Back the other direction. Blue Devils. Grady Carpenter. He'll toss it in the paint to Grayson McFalls. McFalls takes a shot. But wouldn't go, but he'll shoot 2. 5:34 left. Working right there, number 23. Getting ready to check in after the first shot. That'll be Owen Cotner Graves. Grayson McFalls shooting 2. First shot is good. For 23, Cotner Graves in the ballgame. Taking a breather is 24, Brody Hillis. So Grayson McFalls will get one more. Second shot, also good. 43-31. Blue Devils by 12. 5:30 left here in the fourth quarter. Pressure applied in the backcourt. They dribble across the timeline. That was Trey Johnson out top with the basketball. Double team on Dieter. Dieter passes out of it to Cotner Graves. They'll work the ball back around. Going to drive the lane. Shot in the paint. Good. Credit the bucket. It's number 3, Bryce Rudd. Rudd for 2. 43-33. 10-point advantage for the Blue Devils. Ball's in the front court. Blue Devils. Outside the arc, right side. Seam Quigley works it around the perimeter. Grady Carpenter passes it down low off the glass. Got the bucket. Grayson McFalls. 2-point bucket. 45-33. 12-point advantage for the Blue Devils. Going to try to pass it to the front court. It's going to be an intentional kick. They'll bring the ball back in from the side court. And it's going to be Brennan Dieter inbounding the basketball. Bounce pass. Gets it in slightly to backcourt. Trey Johnson. Johnson getting a screen. Now he'll leave off of it. He won't use it. He'll pick up the dribble right there. All are providing the defense. Working it back around. And then they'll go out top. Trey Johnson being guarded there by Jace Clark in the paint. Shot around, rattles around, falls in. 2-point bucket. Good for Trey Johnson. 45-35. 10-point advantage for the Blue Devils. 4:15 left here in the fourth quarter in the front courts. Picking up his dribble, Grady Carpenter works it left side. Peyton Aller back to Grady out top. Being guarded there by Trey Johnson. Works it right side with the basketball. Brings it back around behind the perimeter. Seam Quigley. Right side. Peyton Aller back to Quigley. Back to Peyton Aller. You're going to dribble in and pop it outside. 3-point shot. Wouldn't go. For Sam Quigley, that was the left elbow extended and reaching over the back there. Going to get a foul picked up. They're going to whistle this foul on Grayson McFalls. Grayson McFalls has 3 in the contest. Jace Clark's going to take a breather. And then back in the ball game for Tipton, number 4, Quinn Smith. They're going to break the screen, I should say, with the pass. I should say the Lewis Cass Kings in the front court. Trey Johnson out top of the basketball. They'll bounce it back out top Colton Young. The dribble it back down. And then when they take a shot, Colton Young. It's swatted out of bounds by Grayson McFalls. Nice block, but Lewis Cass will bring it in on the baseline left of the bucket. 3:34 left, 45-35. 10-point advantage for the Blue Devils. They'll pass it in. On the drill, that's Cotner. Should say Colton Young. Back pedal drill in the corner. Right there is Dieter. Working against him is Grayson McFalls. McFalls intimidated his shot, but rebound out of there. Picked up near the corner. That was Colton Young. Ball moves out of bounds. Going to belong to Tipton. 3:18 left. Here in the fourth quarter, checking in for Lewis Cass is 24, Brody Hillis. Taking a breather is number 2, Colton Young. Will be brought in from the backcourt. Sam Quigley, bounce pass into Grady Carpenter. He'll walk it to the timeline. He'll get it back to Sam Quigley. Crossing the timeline there is Quigley. Works it right side, Peyton Aller. Picked up by Brennan Dieter. We're working back out top. Grady Carpenter, triple threat available. Working against him, Trey Johnson. He'll go a long step there and get in the paint. Go up for the shot. Couldn't get it, but he'll shoot 2. 2:58 left here in the quarter. Fourth quarter. And that foul's going to be whistled. On 0, Trey Johnson. He's got 3 in the ball game. At the free throw line, Grady Carpenter. He'll shoot 2. First shot wouldn't go. 45-35. You'll get one more. Second shot, long off the rim, wouldn't go. Rebound, Quinn Smith fighting for it, couldn't get it. Passes it, keeps it alive. Sam Quigley picks it up in the front court. Now Peyton Aller, they'll reset the offense with 2:48 left. On the dribble, spin move. Going to dribble in. They go off the glass, and he'll absorb a foul. Grady Carpenter, little athletic jump right there off the glass, right side of the rim. 47-35. They're going to call it a blocking foul, but he'll shoot the bonus. He'll shoot the extra shot. 3-point play opportunity. It's 47-35. Blue Devils, and he couldn't get the shot to go. Working through the front court. Trey Johnson out top. That's Bryce Rudd. Reach in. It'll be a foul whistle on the Blue Devils. They're going to whistle this on Grady Carpenter. He has 3 in the contest. 2:35 left here in the fourth quarter. 47-35. Blue Devils by 12. Ball brought in slightly in the front court. Brought in there, Bryce Rudd. We're going to right side, Dieter. Brennan Dieter on the back pedal dribble. He'll take a 3-point shot. Working against him was Quinn Smith. Rebound, Tipton. To Grady Carpenter. He'll pass it to the front court. Sam Quigley. Quigley on the back pedal dribble. He'll work it back out of the logo near midcourt. We're going to back around Grady Carpenter. 2:11 left. We're going to bring the ball back around. Sam Quigley. Quigley on a crossover dribble. He'll enter the paint. He'll go off the glass. Left-handed layup. Quigley for 2. 49-35. 1:57 on the game clock. Working the lane right there. That's number 3, Bryce Rudd. Outside, Brody Hillis. He'll bounce it in. Trey Johnson. He'll float one in the paint. Wouldn't go. Kicked it back out. Dieter kept it alive. They'll work it out. Near a 3-point shot. Wouldn't go. Trey Johnson. Rebound, Grady Carpenter. Long pass to the front court. That's Peyton Aller. He'll go up for the layup. He'll get the layup, and he'll shoot 1. So Peyton Aller going to shoot 1. We're going to see a substitution in the ball game. They're going to whistle this foul on 3. Bryce Rudd. He has 1 in the ball game. Taking a breather for Tipton is number 12. Grayson McFalls in the ball game is 21. Landon Spidell. 1:35 left here in the fourth quarter. Tipton Blue Devils 51. Cass Kings 35. We do thank you for tuning in. And we'll mention this game is in part being brought to you by Hope Jewelers in Tipton. Precious times are made for precious moments. And Hope Jewelers are there to meet your every special need in the field of diamonds, gold, and silver, etc. Stop in and visit Hope Jewelers in downtown Tipton, next to the Diana Theater. Right there, the Diana Theater, currently going under a renovation. That's just a little small renovation. They're getting ready to open back up. That's right here, Diana Theater. And I will mention, Hope Jewelers are located at 135 East Jefferson Street, Tipton, Indiana, 46072. You can reach them by phone. 775-9720. So they're going to inbound the basketball after the shot by Peyton Aller. Short off the rim. They won't inbound it. It'll be secured there by Landon Spidell to keep it in the front court. Peyton Aller. Now get it back out top near the center court line. Grady Carpenter works at the left side. Peyton Aller. 1:23 left here in the fourth quarter. Guarding Carpenter out top, that was Trey Johnson. They'll go to the corner baseline. 3-point shot just off the mark. That was Sam Quigley. Ball's loose in the backcourt. Off the hands of the Blue Devils. And they're going to go to the front court. And they're going to shoot the bonus. That foul's going to be whistled on Quinn Smith. Take that back. That's going to be whistled on Grady Carpenter. He picks up number 4. So 1:11 left here in the fourth quarter. The free throw line for Lewis Cass, Trey Johnson. Short off the rim, wouldn't go. In the ball game for Lewis Cass is going to be number 12, Julian Levine. Julian Levine is 6'3" junior. Second shot also wouldn't go. Rebound, Landon Spidell. Spidell, Quinn. Now back to Grady Carpenter. Carpenter going to dribble it. Dribbling at a walk pace to the timeline. 1 minute left. Cross court adjacent pass. Peyton Aller picked up there by Trey Johnson. Levine picks up Grady Carpenter. We get the ball back to Quigley. Now back to Grady. Grady Carpenter fixing a double team. He'll jump pass out of it near the center line. Right there to Peyton Aller. They get it to Quigley. They go right elbow. Landon Spidell. 42 seconds left. Out top of the basketball. They'll bounce it down low. Landon Spidell. He'll go off the glass. And he'll shoot one. So Landon Spidell gets the bucket. The foul's going to be whistled on number 5. That's Brennan Dieter. Brennan Dieter. Been a solid game. And just now picks up his first foul. 37.3 left. 3-point play opportunity. Landon Spidell is good. Can be brought in backcourt to Dieter across the timeline. 34 seconds left. Out top, Dieter picks up the dribble. Step aside, going to take a 3. Step aside, wouldn't go. That was 3. Bryce Rudd. Lewis Cass almost saves the basketball. The Blue Devils end up with the basketball in the backcourt. 19 seconds to the front court. Sam Quigley. Quigley on the dribble. He'll bounce it back to Peyton Aller. 12 seconds left. Guarded there by Trey Johnson. Pass it to Quigley. Back to Quinn Smith. Now back out near the center line. The logo right there. Grady Carpenter back to Quigley. 2 seconds. Then Quigley will end up holding the basketball at the end of regulation. Final score tonight. Tipton Blue Devils 54. Lewis Cass King 35. And we do thank you for tuning in. And we'll mention game coming up Friday for Lewis Cass King. Lewis Cass will be with the Lafayette Central Catholic Knights. That'll be at 6 o'clock and at 7:30 for the varsity. And I will remind you, Lewis Cass King will play second game intersectional. And that second game will be at 7:30 on March the 4th versus the Wabash. Wabash will host sectional 38. And Tipton Blue Devils, their next game, going to be the sectional contest, sectional 39. And that'll be at Frankston High School. And we'll mention the Blue Devils will play the Taylor Titans in the very first game of that tournament. And it's been a pleasure talking to you this season. We're going to bow out of here and go pick up your sectional tickets. And we'll see you. But go pick them up, and hope you have a good evening. And we'll mention, no matter if you're home or away, if you're doing the teaching and the learning, don't let him go. Keep the fire burning. I think my wife right here, right beside me, monitoring. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.